Welcome to Holistic Human Performance Podcast. My name is Gena Bradshaw, where we talk all things holistic health, wellness, spirituality, fitness, meditation, energetics, and so much more to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. Let's dive in. This is not medical advice. This is simply to help you on your journey through health, fitness, and wellness. I hope this helps. You can complement this with anything that you are doing currently in your life. Enjoy. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to announce that the free Unblock and Awaken Masterclass is now available. Listen, I want to help you all be able to create a holistic lifestyle, be healthy, do what you love, and in turn, find your soul's purpose where you can help other people do what you love and make money doing what you love. And I'm going to show you the steps that I break down in this masterclass where we're going over each one in depth and how you can apply this to your life. Literally, you watch it and you can instantly apply this to your life. And don't forget, I have a special gift for you at the end of the masterclass, but it only lasts until September 1st. So get to it, and you can find it at www.holistichumanperformance.co/unblock awaken masterclass. See you there. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Holistic Human Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Gena Bradshaw, and today we have a very special guest with us. We have Deanne Clacher. We met at a networking group. Shocking. It's either Instagram, networking group, someone hitting me up. Like, it's so great how, we're able to do this in a world today where we can talk to people that are like across the world and just make friends. And I call them soul tribe community with just the way that, the world we're living in. So anyways, we met in a networking group and we hit it off immediately. We both are all about the holistic lifestyle, holistic living. She raises her family in that way. And, it was just really cool. She met my mom and we were all just like hitting it off. It was such a good time. It was a couple years ago and we always kept in touch from there. And recently she updated me with her story and her journey, which I thought was really, really pivotal for her to share this, because this is a very underestimated factor when it comes to health and like getting sick. So we were catching up and she let me know how she recently removed her breast implants. And there's a lot more coming out about breast implants and the toxicity that comes with it. And so I wanted her to come on and share this story because it is quite a journey. She's still going through it. And she wants to talk about her story and let you all know what you need to know, the signs, the symptoms, and like what you need to look for. And so without further ado, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm so honored that you asked to. This is actually the first time I'm actually sharing my story publicly. I've posted about it here and there, but I updated, but yeah, first time. But yeah, so anyway, I'll skip right to it. Yeah. So I had my implants for 10 years. I was in I think I was about around 20 when I got them in.
What made you want, because everyone has a story, like what made you make that decision of like, I want breast implants?
So I was very athletic. I played D1 soccer my whole life, premier soccer. So I was very athletic, loved it.
Let's go.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah. And it was awesome. I loved it. But I just felt like I wasn't very proportionate. And back then, oh my God, I wish I could say so many things to my younger self.
I know.
But that's initially the reason.
And it was a big thing growing up. When we were growing up, yeah, it was a huge deal, especially in the 90s. I feel like
everybody
it was everyone
knew somebody that was getting implants. It really was popular. And honestly, I feel like it still is today. I do see a lot of people still getting implants,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But it's crazy. So yeah, fast forward 10 years, I just got them out. Actually, it was in a year, end of March. So last March I got them out.
Wow.
But, yeah.
What was that? Okay, wait, before we even get to that.
There's so much
I have so many questions. Okay, so talk to me about when you got the breast implants in. Number one, what was that surgery and recovery like?
Yeah, that for me, that was really tough.
Mm.
It was really tough recovering wise. I mean, I was out of commission for like a good month.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Couldn't do anything. Couldn't do my hair, couldn't lift my arms up. Like it was really painful.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
now you were athletic. So did you find that like, you know, training and exercise, like did you feel different after that? Was it negatively impacting you in that way? You know, like 'cause scar tissue builds up and
hmm
all that stuff. So like, did you find that it was like hard and difficult for you to,
After I got my implants?
yeah.
No, I didn't feel. Listen, it was definitely an adjustment. There was things that I couldn't do.
Hmm.
That I didn't have a lot of strength, upper body strength, because
Hmm.
of the surgery.
Hmm.
So that was always something that I was working on. Um, but as far as everything else goes, it didn't really affect anything else working
Okay.
out wise.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So now fast forward, when did you start feeling like symptoms, feeling
hmm
off with the
Yeah.
implants?
That had to have been right after I had my second girl, Riley. So
Okay. How
she's
many years
5.
later was that?
So it honestly, there were things that I was like, this is not normal. Like like pretty soon after I had birth,
Oh,
after I gave birth.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
like within that month time period, I was like, something's not right.
Yeah.
I was like sweating through the sheets like profusively, at
Mm-hmm.
like drenching my sheets with sweat,
Mm-hmm.
full body. And I know obviously like your hormones are a little out of whack after you have a baby. So I
Yeah.
kind of was like, okay, maybe that's like what's going on. I'll give it a little time, and it never really bounced back. There were
Mm.
so many symptoms after I had her that were like, okay, is this normal? Am I
Yeah.
supposed to feel like this, you know, like after a baby? And
Yeah.
that's kind of what I chalked it up to for a while. And then
Yeah. Postpartum. Yeah.
yeah, and then at one point I was like, my gut was just telling me, like, no, something is just not right.
Mm.
It's not right.
And then what did you do after, like did you go to the doctor? Like what was
Yes.
your pathway? What'd you do?
Yeah, so I actually reached out to a girlfriend that I knew that had an explant, and she invited me into this group on Facebook, which I'll be forever grateful for because there were so many women in there
Wow.
sharing their stories. Yeah, it was an amazing group of just women, their testimonials, you know, surgeons. They had so much information to like guide you, and you could talk to other women that were experiencing the same things or even just different things, you know?
Mm.
And it's just crazy. That group is filled with so many women. So many women.
That's wild.
Yeah, so I got invited to this group, and then I kind of just I was seeing a lot of articles pop up about breast cancer, and
Okay.
my mom she had breast cancer in the past, so she's a
Okay.
survivor, which is amazing. But you know, I knew that was kind of in the history, you know, so I was like, okay, if this is causing like breast cancer, like I feel like I gotta look into this a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept seeing a couple different articles about it. And I was like, you know what? One day I was like, okay, this is the third time I'm seeing an article regarding implants and breast cancer. So I'm like, I gotta just dive in, and I can't push it off any longer. You know, I
Did
felt
your
like
mom have breast implants as well?
no.
Oh, okay.
But we can talk about that. We could talk about that. She
Yeah.
did get implants though. Well,
Oh.
yeah, she kind of got them out at the same time I got them out.
Oh.
We can get into that.
So that's where you started to make the connections. Okay, I
Yeah.
got it. So these articles, these
We're
research
pop.
articles were popping up.
Yes.
Interesting.
Very
Okay.
interesting. So then I was like, okay, I gotta do a deep dive. And I did that. I was looking into the group, just educating myself because obviously it was so new. I didn't know anything about explants, and I've learned so much. So I will be forever grateful for all the friends that talked to me about explant, the group, all the women that I spoke to. So yeah, I dove in and found an amazing surgeon in Florida, Dr. Rankin. His team is
Beautiful.
incredible. Incredible.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, okay, so how like did you get like super sick before you got your explant?
So there were definitely a lot of symptoms that were like, I just knew it wasn't normal. I was profusively sweating all the time. I
Yeah.
felt like the only way I could describe it, and it sounds so crazy, is I felt like my body was on fire. I
Oh
would
my
go from
gosh.
0 to 100, and I would be so hot. Like hot doesn't even describe it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't cool my body down.
Mm.
That was like the weirdest thing. I would have heart palpitations ever
Mm.
so often, which I was like, okay, that's not normal. My brain fog, if you want to talk about brain fog, holy crap. I couldn't remember anything. And I always knew, but before I got implants, I had a very sharp mind. I could remember things. It was very easy. But when I had the implants, if I didn't write it down on a sticky note, I wouldn't remember it.
Wow,
So
your
that was
body
a
was like rejecting them.
yeah, it was in like fight mode for sure, and it was like I had also like this body odor too,
Mm.
which was not normal. It wasn't BO. I don't have
Yeah.
ever I've never had it,
Yeah.
but I can only describe it as like I felt like toxins were coming out of my pits.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like
And
that's
it's
what
literally right by your breasts, so it
yes, it's
makes
right
sense.
here. And I was like, this no, it kept adding up because every time I would think of something, I'm like, oh well, that's not normal either. Oh well, this isn't normal either. Like it just kind of kept compounding. So yeah, it was just like symptom after symptom, and then once I saw the list of like symptoms, I was like, holy crap! I actually went through and was able to check off a couple more things.
Mm.
I think people
Wow.
just don't realize how many symptoms. Like I feel like breast implant illness, you'll hear it as BII.
Mm.
People just don't know about it. They don't think they have it, and they might not. Not everybody has symptoms, but I don't really think that people know that how many symptoms are tied to it, you
Ugh,
know?
I just the thought of it, and listen, everyone goes through, like you said, those insecurities, and you're like,
Mhm.
ah, like and that's like your womanhood right there. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like when you think about it, you're putting a foreign object like into
Yeah.
your body, and
Yeah.
you have no idea how your
I know.
body's gonna react. You have
No.
no clue. And not to
Nope.
mention, like,
I
what
know.
is it made out of even? Like, it's plastic.
It's like all toxic stuff. Silicone, there's so many just so many things that it's made of that's not good for
And
your
it makes
body.
sense with your armpits, like all of your
Yep.
lymph nodes are there,
Yes.
and like it's literally working overtime to try to
Yes.
remove all of those
Yeah,
toxins.
yep.
Oh
I know.
my
Because,
goodness.
the breast implants I got 10 years ago. So that's a long time. So now,
Yeah,
fast forward 10 years, now I'm dealing with symptoms and things that I'm healing from. And people don't realize, like, it doesn't have to happen right away. It
right.
can happen 10, 15, 20 years later down the road. And it's like, okay, crap. But you know what, though? Like, I'm not the same person I was back then.
Yeah.
So much has changed. And I wish I could go back and tell my younger self, no, don't worry about it. You're
Yeah.
good. You're beautiful. Like, you don't need
Yeah.
those. But it's also a learning experience, too, because
Right.
now I get to heal in a different way and share that with everybody else.
Yeah, this is like a huge topic.
Oh, yeah.
People, ugh, I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
even.
And also, I want to just share, too, like,
Yeah.
a week before I got my explant, you go for medical clearance.
Yeah.
I got diagnosed with hyperthyroid Graves.
Oh, okay.
Yes. They misdiagnosed me. They said I was hypothyroid, but I have a lot of friends in the medical
Oh.
field, and they're like, no, they did that wrong. You're actually hyperthyroid. So, that's been I don't want to say a challenge because I feel good. I feel
Yeah.
amazing. I don't even feel like that inhibits me in any way, except for maybe
Hmm.
like some fatigue here and there.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm giving my body what it needs to heal. And people were like, just go on the medication. I'm like, I don't want to be on that medication forever. And medication might be for some people, and that's totally fine. It's not like I have
Right. It
anything
might
against
bring
it.
you, it might help bring you to baseline, but it also doesn't
Yes.
mean they will tell you like, oh, like you're gonna be on this for the rest of your life. Like,
Hmm.
I mean,
Right.
listen,
It's like scary.
unless you get your whole thyroid removed, like that's
Right.
obviously a different ball game. But
Yeah.
like,
And there's
like,
a lot of autoimmune things that doctors, and specifically
hmm.
my doctor too, that I asked him, I said, what do you see most of? And he's like, autoimmune issues, after explanting, like, or even before, but that's like one of the number one things that he sees
Symptom.
across the board, symptom, autoimmune.
Yeah.
And like, if that doesn't say something,
I
you
mean,
know,
I
it's
don't.
like, holy crap,
It's like putting, it's like again, you listen to your intuition, you
Yeah.
put the pieces of the puzzle together, which I don't know why people neglect. I think it's more like they want to bury their head in the sand and be like,
Hmm.
because all of this information, it's in your face. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally right here in your face on social media. It's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Sometimes people don't want to see it. you know? And I kind of didn't want to see it in the beginning either, you know? I probably was debating back and forth for like a good 6 months. And then I finally was like, you know what? I pushed my ego aside and I was like, no, my health is more important. I get to do this for me and my family, my husband, like everybody, you know? So I get to be the best version of me. So that's not easy though. It's not easy to like push that aside and be like, okay, like I'm doing this. It was probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. It gives me goosebumps talking about it. Like, but you know what though? It was so worth it.
And it's part of your journey.
It is. And now I feel like I get to share that with other women because I feel like it's a topic that doesn't get talked about enough.
I agree.
There's so much that goes, there's just so much, you know, doctors will be, for me, I feel like it just comes down to the money. You know, doctors, majority of doctors are not going to tell you X, Y, and Z. It's just, they're doing it for the money. Yeah. They don't have your best interest at heart. There will be a very few doctors, I'm sure that, you know, of course, there's good in every profession. Yeah. There's good in every profession. I'm not saying, not knocking the medical field, but it's just, it comes down to money, I feel like, because otherwise nobody would be doing it. Doctors would be sharing about it, and they're not.
I'm curious. Did insurance cover your explants?
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, so
even with all your symptoms?
Yeah, it is very, very hard to get it covered through insurance. Extremely hard. And this is probably the most expensive thing that I've had to pay for personally, like health-wise, you know? But it was about, let me see, if we want to talk about money, it was $8,000 to put them in. Okay. To get them in. And it was about...
Nowadays, forget it. It would be double that.
Yeah, you talk about an explant. You also have to explant the proper way. They have to remove the capsule fully around that forms around the explant. It's called a capsule. Okay. And you want to take that out because if that's still in your body, people are still going to have the symptoms that they have. So explanting with an end block, it's called, is super, super important because you want to get that whole capsule out.
So you had to obviously, like, did the doctor doing your surgery, like, did he tell you that? Like, did you have to do that research on your own? Like, okay.
Yeah, not all doctors do a complete explant, you know?
What?
I know. Some of the women that I was talking to.
What sense does that even make?
It all comes, because then they have to have another surgery to get it out again.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like, hell no.
Some of the women that I was talking to, they had some of those pieces left inside and they were wondering why they felt so crappy and they're like, what's going on? Like, I should feel better. And it was left inside. So so finding like the proper surgeon to do a complete capsulectomy with an M block, it's super important. So
I can't right now.
Yes. But, you know, that's expensive. You know, you're talking about an explant. If you decide to do a lift, that's also another additional cost. Right. It all adds up. I mean, I traveled to Florida. That's like, I was fully confident in my surgeon and I was not going to anybody else. Like I saw his work. I trusted him. So, you know, I also paid for Airbnb and recovery time there. We spent about a week in Florida. My husband came with me. Nice. And that adds up too. But, you know, it's just like, those are the things that people don't think about either. You know, it's like cost. Like, okay, what happens down the road if you don't feel good? Now it's like, some people don't expect to pay that much for an explant. It's ridiculous. Right. But at the same time, it's like, you have to do what needs to be done, you know?
Right. Right. Your health is number one. And like, dude, if you think about it, like, if you kept those in.
Oh my gosh. No. And also, you would be a mess. Like, as a woman, like, my menstrual cycle was off and I've always been regular my entire life. I'm like, that's not normal. I know it's not. Like, I just know my body. Yeah. So there were so many things, like, compounding one after the next. And I was like, no. But yeah, could you imagine? I can't even imagine if. No. There was, see, when I make a decision, I go full force. But I need to do it on my own terms. I need to, like, think about it. I can't just make a decision. I have to just process it, you know? Yeah. And I did. And once I was ready, my husband knew. He was like, all right, let's go. It's time to do it. You know, like.
That's amazing. And the support system is so key. And so.
That's underrated too. People need
and also, you said your mom also got an explant at the same time?
Yeah, pretty much around the same time I did. Because once I was finding out everything that I was looking into, I was, of course, relaying it to her because I knew after she had a double mastectomy. Did she have a? I'm so sorry. I might have misspoke. Maybe she did. I can't remember. But anyway, get implants, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the time when she asked me, I didn't know any of this about implants. So I was like, yeah, like if that's what you want to do and your doctor's suggesting that, if you like, you have to feel good. Nobody can make that decision for you, you know. But I'm like, like mine are good. I like mine, So that was way before I knew anything about the whole
anything.
So she got them in, and then once I was telling her everything that I was learning, I was like, this is not good. Like, not good at all. Like, we gotta get them out. You gotta get them out, So she did. She explanted maybe like a couple weeks before I did.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's also a big thing too. From what I've learned in the group, a lot of people that have had breast cancer, double mastectomies, a lot of doctors they'll offer to put implants in. And there were so many women in that group, and like my heart just broke for them because I just felt like they were failed,
I know.
They've been through so much.
I was going to ask you that question too, because it's like,
yeah,
and this is hard because, that's your womanhood. And like, you're going through cancer, and then like you have the option to put implants in after going through all of that.
Yeah.
And like, I don't blame anyone for choosing that. It's like, what aggravates me is getting these people who, let's just say, do have the double mastectomy or whatever it is, and they get implants, like, give them the information that they deserve.
Right. Yeah.
To know what the symptoms are. Hey, by the way, here's your risk when you do get implants.
Informed consent. Tell them everything so that they can make a choice.
Yes.
For themselves,
Yes. I know. I always toggle with this, and like I still stand by the fact that, I it's not healthy at the end of the day. Like, after putting your body and you go through like, let's just say if you do choose going through treatment and things like that, like that's a lot you're putting your body through.
Oh my gosh.
And then going through surgery again and putting in implants, like that's tough. Right. And again, I don't blame anyone for that. It's just who I blame are the doctors and the surgeons that do not inform their patients.
Yep. And you know what's really cool too, just to switch topics about my surgeon, he strictly does explants. He doesn't even implant anymore.
Wow.
Which I feel like that goes to show you,
That shows a lot.
It shows a lot. He's not implanting at all. And there's also doctors that don't believe in BII either. So it's like, you definitely want to stay away from those doctors.
They don't believe in it?
Nope.
What?
I know.
The research is so clear. That's wild.
Yeah, exactly. So then why? The only other option I can think of is
money.
Comes down to money. Yeah. Again, it all comes back to the money. So, yeah. But if anybody has questions, obviously,
we'll put your information and any information you want me to put in, I'll put it in the show notes too.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, of course, no judgment to anybody that decides to get implants.
Yeah, it's just like know the information.
Yes. Yeah,
like I didn't know your research.
I didn't know the information, and I wish I had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So talk to me about your like recovery after the explant and kind of like what was your plan of action into healing your body?
Yeah, so, of course, getting that news a week before I went into surgery about the hyperthyroid, I was like, okay, all right, we got to tackle that, once I get the explant out and I'm stable. Mm-hmm. But my recovery after surgery was pretty darn good. Mm-hmm. I was pretty good.
And it's all about how you go into surgery too, like your mindset, your physical body. Like, are you healthy going into it? That plays a huge factor too.
There was something that I did for the surgery, and I'm blanking now. I'll have to just get back to you on it. But it was for like pain, basically.
Okay.
A nerve block. That's what it was. So I did the nerve block, which helped in the pain because I didn't want to be on a lot of pain medicine. My body just doesn't do well with that kind of stuff.
And what's what's the nerve block? Like what's
So the
entailed in
nerve
that?
block is basically something that he does while he's doing the surgery. I'm
Okay.
assuming that it like kind of cuts off your nerve feeling a little bit.
Okay.
Um, but I didn't feel pain after the surgery for 3
Okay.
days. It lasts for three
Interesting.
days and then it kind of wears off. But by that time, I'm sure people can take Tylenol or whatever they want to take, but I was taking what are those little tablets? Arnica.
Arnica.
I was taking
Love
arnica.
arnica.
But
Yeah, so you were doing more
I was just sore. Oh yeah, so I wanted to strictly do all
homeopathy.
homeopathic. Yep.
Yeah.
Except for like, I think they wanted me to do the antibiotic. But I didn't do that. I was like, well, let's see how my body feels first,
Yeah, yeah. Instead
But yeah,
of
the
just like taking that.
homeopathic medicine is great. Of
Love
course,
it.
I ran it by the doctor and he was
Yeah.
good with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm so sorry. Ask me the question again, because now I feel like we're talking about so many things.
No, I know. No, so you chose to go into the homeopathy.
Yes.
So yeah, just like bring me
Right.
through like that healing process and kind of like your action steps to get back.
Yeah, I feel like there was such a huge healing process. Like it's not even done now. But
Oh, yeah,
so last year in March when I had it done, it was like the perfect time. My sister was getting married in May and my husband was deploying end of June. So talk about like everything aligning. It was the perfect time. I could recover, heal by the time my husband deployed, so felt good. But when he was gone, there's a wellness center in PA and his parents live about an hour from the wellness center.
Okay.
The True Wellness Center is called. And I was doing a lot of work there with just getting my body back in parasympathetic state. I actually worked on my scars too.
Yep.
I didn't know that, like, I didn't know how important it was to actually work on your scars. So they treated me the entire summer for all of this stuff. Working on the scars, parasympathetic state, sauna. There's like so many factors that go into it. I mean, I can't even.
You did a whole lifestyle change.
A whole, yes. I was like, let's go. We're going into this full force, But I also believed in it. I know my body can heal it. It is healing. It's getting better and better each month, So I learned a lot too along this road to recovery. Like it's very interesting. The things that you just don't know. I wish we were taught about all this stuff.
I know.
I mean, I really do.
That's why I'm doing this podcast
powerful.
and doing what I do because
it's so powerful in just healing the body. And so I felt great. I did that for a couple months, the entire summer last year. And then just doing that now. Lymphatic drainage I was doing in the wellness center also,
Oh my God, key.
It's so key. It's so important. Like, and now I'm so excited because I get to pass all my knowledge down to the girls, like things that I didn't know. So I think that's what excites me, like, the most is just learning it, absorbing it, and then just passing it on to them too. So.
And that is literally that is the point of doing this work because you're healing generational trauma.
Yes, I know.
You're teaching your kids to how to live a certain way to enhance their health and well-being.
Yeah.
So that they can pass it on to their future families. And it is so important. And look at, kind of like where your mom was and how that impacted you, how you made your decision based on that. And then you both did the healing, kind of at the same time. Like, that's really cool.
I know. It's wild. It is exciting.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but when you heal, you do your healing work, it's no joke. Like you literally heal 7 generations forward and backwards.
I know. It's incredible. It really is.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And I just wish everybody knew about it.
I know.
Because then they would do it too,
Right.
But the healing journey is still going though. I mean, I'm working with two awesome doctors, holistic doctors. Holistically, of course, I did have to go on medication. I did say, I was like, listen, if it's medically necessary, if I have to do this, I will. Because I do think that's important,
Yeah.
Because I was so out of whack. My body was so out of whack.
For the autoimmune.
For the autoimmune, for the thyroid.
Okay.
So once I had the explant, it was like a month or two later. They put me on the medication. But
Okay.
even to get an appointment with an endocrinologist was like 9 months.
9 months?
9 months. And I called a couple, and I was, and just because I wanted to have them just in case I ever needed them.
No, of course.
9 months. So I'm like, holy
That's
crap,
crazy.
look at all of these I'm sure majority women, but like, look at all these people that are going through this, and it takes 9 months to get an appointment. Holy crap. You know?
Oh my goodness. And like all the people that also wait till the absolute last minute till you're like the worst it possibly could be. And you literally have to wait 9 months. Like, no thanks.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yep.
That is a long time. So yeah, so
Yep.
just working with 2 incredible doctors now, holistically, just watching my numbers, you know, getting blood work every month, seeing where I'm at, and obviously, of course, you know, avoiding like all of the inflammatory foods.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And you built a team around you.
Basically.
Yeah,
That's
basically. So amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you feel today?
I feel great. I feel so much better than when I had my implants in.
Yeah.
And even just talking symptom-wise, I have none of the symptoms that I had with the explant.
Your gut never lies.
No, I have no symptoms. And people think it's like, they question it. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, absolutely. Like, I would never lie, you know, but I don't have any of the symptoms, which is incredible. Yeah. Oh, and we also did muscle testing at the wellness center, so I have that on.
Beautiful.
You know, all about that.
Yeah.
So it was a whole array of healing there.
But yeah, it takes a lot of pieces to the puzzle to kind of, you know.
Let me tell you another one that I discovered. Amalgams. The little fillings that people have in their mouth, if they're silver, it's mercury. It's toxic.
So toxic.
So I also removed those last summer.
Oh, you had those? Okay.
I had 2. Luckily, I had only, but still 2. Even though they were little, I still matters, you know?
If you think about this, so you had the breast implants, right? So you're at chest level. Then you have oral health.
Yeah.
No wonder why your thyroid was completely out of whack. It's getting hit from above and below.
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
You'll be able to heal that. You'll be able to heal your thyroid for sure.
Yeah, I believe it. Like, and that's what people say. They're like, why don't you just go on the medication? I'm like, but I don't feel like anything is wrong. I feel good. I feel, you know, except for like the fatigue I mentioned. But I'm like, I don't have a thyroid issue. That's how I truly believe. I don't have a thyroid issue. And you know what's crazy too is right when my thyroid was basically out of whack, it was definitely enlarged.
Yeah. It was inflamed.
It was very inflamed. Fast forward to today, you can not that I noticed, my husband noticed, my dad noticed, a couple family members noticed.
Other people notice,
Yes, and they're like, actually, Dee, like it's not even bulging the way that it was, you know? Wow. So it just goes to show you, like, my body is
doing the work, girl.
It's working, you know?
It's healing.
You know what it is, though? The healing this way, holistically, it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes patience. It takes time. It's not happening overnight.
Nope.
You have to just be in it for, like, the long run.
It's an investment. And then once you, like, get it going and you really are able to incorporate and integrate that into your daily life, I mean, sky's the limit.
Oh, my gosh. I know. It's so exciting. I love anything holistic. Gets me so excited.
That's why we get along.
Doing red light therapy, all of these amazing things, you know.
Oh my God, I love it.
I know. I feel like we need a whole other segment on just holistic things.
We will. We absolutely will.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. I'm honored that I was the first one, you know, to have you come on and share your story, your journey. It's very important for other people to know this. And so thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. I was so excited to share. So
yeah. So where can people find you?
I would say my Instagram.
Yep. Perfect.
You know, for sure there.
What's your Instagram?
So I don't even know. I think it's Deanne.
I'm gonna put it in the show. I'll put it in the show notes too.
Yeah. So Deanne_Clacher_.
Perfect. I got you, girl.
Yeah. But they can reach out there and we can chit chat.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Are there any words of wisdom that you would like to leave the listeners before we sign off?
Oof. I would just probably say trust your gut. Trust your intuition. You know your body, and it could heal.
Boom. Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye, guys. If you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.